Yeah, the thing cut again, Satan always doing the thing, right? So as I was gonna say, the few that has been, um, numbered, right? I was saying in the last session, so like, I wanna give all praises, all honor and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, double honors, to the apostles and the elders of greatness, so shalom to the Lord's elect. Right, it's brother Ramya here, I did study lesson already. I think I reached about 10 minutes in that one. Not sure because it blacked out on my screen, I really can't see it. Right, but nevertheless, we'll continue on, from where we left off, Satan always trying to sub the thing. I don't know why my phone was doing that, but I hate that. It's got me so angry. Like I literally just want to take the phone and, just mash it up, but you don't move like that, you don't act like that, you just be calm. Right, and just start it again. Right, Satan doing his job as well. Right? Right. So as I was saying last part, I'll read it again. Proverbs 2 and 21, it says, "For the upright shall dwell in the land, and the perfect shall remain in it." And the upright will be the ones that are doing righteousness, which is the Lord's elect. Right? Them will be doing righteousness. Right? Then it says, "But the wicked shall be cut off from the earth, and the transgressors shall be rooted out of it." Right? The wicked and the transgressors will be rooted out of it. Them not gonna be in the earth no more. Them gonna die. As I said, the sin of my people shall die by the sword. Which said evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. Right? So they will die by the sword. Right? And I was quoting you one that they will be fueled for the fire. Let me get that in Malachi 4. Book of Malachi. Malachi chapter 4 and verse 1, it says, "The heading is Yahweh's judgment on the wicked." Right? It says, "But behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven." That is the day of the Lord, because when that is burning as an oven, when it's in Isaiah 26:20, "Come, my people, enter down to thy chamber, and shut thy doors about thee, hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed." And it says that, it means because that is the day of the Lord. When the Lord is coming with them ICBM missiles and with the child, because when you read them, we will read that. I think that's one of the scriptures as well. Yeah, Isaiah 66:50, and it just come to my head, but I didn't see if it was there, but it is there. I will check, right? But that is when the Lord will come with the nuclear destruction. Remember, it says 200 million missiles, right? 200 million, and that is a lot of missiles. Right? Remember, it give it in Joel 2. They're not gonna break the rank. There shall be like a mighty nation climbing and destroying. Right? We debate in Isaiah 2 how the missiles are, how it gonna be. Right? And these are the missiles of the Lord. Right? These are the missiles of the Lord. I will have Esau missiles alongside, because remember it says in Sirach 26 and 26 or 26 and 27 it did say, right? He that diggeth a pit, he that okay. Sirach 26 is actually 27. It's 27 and 26. It says, "Whoso diggeth a pit shall..." Sirach 27 and 26. It says, "Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that setteth a trap shall be taken therein." And them made them missiles. The Lord gave them that, that knowledge, on the left hand side, to create these things, to go in into to split the atoms and, the missiles, and, to build it and all these different things. The Lord gave them that knowledge so that they could do that. And them creating the own faith. Them make their own faith. Right? How to say, like, the thing what them made, the missiles what them make, the weapons that them make, it can be them make that, and it can be used on themselves. So as it says, "Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that setteth a trap," is like going back to the same thing, "shall be taken therein. He that worketh mischief, it shall fall upon him." And that's what Esau and them doing. That is mischief they're doing there. And it's gonna fall upon him, because that's what it says in Job. he's gonna rain it upon him while he's full in the belly, right? And then it says, and he shall not know whence it cometh. So he's not gonna know when the missiles answer the drop, right? But it will happen to them. There's something that is going to happen, right? You get a point there. It's like Lord. Salakia. Right? So what I was reading. Right. Malachi 4:1. It says, for behold the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, who is the proud? Moab. And these nations and Esau and them. But who's the most proud? Moab and Esau and them. Them proud as hell. Right? So them had a part in the fire as well. Then it says, and all that do wickedly. Who's do wickedness? All these nations and the 2/3 of Israel, them that do wickedness. Because them sinning. It says, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. Them 2/3. Them reprobates, them can be stubborn, right? And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord Yahweh shall have hosts that shall lead them neither root nor branch. So no way to run to, no way to hide, no one to save. Yeah, you're gonna feel that fire. Zechariah, 12 and 14 for you. Or Zechariah 14 and 12. Yeah, Zechariah 14 and 12 for you. That's what's gonna happen. Guys gonna pop out of your hole and all these different things, These things are going to happen to you because you never take heed unto the word of the Lord. You just play a blind eye, you just ignore the Lord's prophets, ignore the Lord calling. So that it says, seek the Lord while he may be found, call upon him while he's near. They never seek the Lord, never call upon him. Right? Now we could go to Psalms 145 and 20. Psalm chapter 145 and verse 20, it says, the Lord preserveth all them that love him. So them will be preserved, them will live. And then it says, but all the wicked will he destroy. Right? And all the wicked will be destroyed because them will doing wickedness in the eyesight of the Lord. Them doing evil. Them not declaring the statutes and the commandments of the Lord. Them not doing it. Right? They're just sinning. That's why they get our title, sinners. Right? And that's why they will take part in a lake of fire. Right? And we can read that Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 15, it says, for behold, the day cometh, for behold, the Lord Yahweh Shemeshai will come with fire, with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. So that way it says, for behold, right? There's a future prophecy. The Lord will come with fire and with his chariot. And we know the Lord coming with his chariot. With his chariot, he's gonna have the father ship. That is the ship that's gonna be bigger than all. He will cover the whole face of the earth. So that's why we get the description for that in 2nd Ezra 13. Graved a mountain and he flew upon it. Right? A mountain goes back to government, and government, right? So he graved himself a great mountain and he flew upon it. It's either graved or carved himself a great mountain and he flew upon it. Right? And as just say you can see the end thereof. Is either he say you can see the beginning or the end. Let me just go to it. There's a part of the day of the Lord as well. So the Lord is gonna come with his chariots. That makes sense. Because the Lord will come with fire. Because the chariots gonna bring fire and the nuclear destruction. That's fire. Right? 2nd Ezra 13 and verse 7 it says, by verse 6 it says, but I beheld, and lo, he graved himself a great mountain, and I flew upon it, but I would have seen the region or place where the hill was graven, and I could not. Right? Because it was so big, so you could not even see. The end of it. Right? It was so big. Right? And all this is going back to all this 2nd Ezra 13. This whole chapter is going to be the Lord as well. Because when the Lord comes, they're going to fight him. They're going to feel they could fight the Lord. That whole other lesson. They're going to feel like they could fight the Lord. And they're gonna fall. Right? It says the Lamb, the King of all kings, and Lord of all lords had prevailed. I think that Revelation. Um, I don't know which one it is, but it's a Revelation. I think it's 17 or something, right? But the Lord is gonna prevail. They can't feel they could fight the Lord and win against the Lord. No, right? So right, going back to the Isaiah. Right, it again, Isaiah 66 and 15 says, "For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, like the wicked flames of fire." Right? For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. Why the slain of the Lord is going to be many? Because it have many sinners. Right? It have many of Israel, that sinning. Right? That way it says he's going to come and take himself a remnant, and that will be the Lord's elect. So the rest of them. Because that way it says, though Israel be as the sand of the sea, only a remnant shall return. Right? If Israel as the sand of the sea, that means only if a remnant going to return, which means a small group, a small number. That means the rest of them, who's the sand of the sea, them going to get destroyed. Because you only call them, you only call a remnant. So the rest of them, and will be plenty. They will be destroyed. That's why the slain will be many. Alongside the Esau and the nations and them. Right? Isaiah 3 and 11. Isaiah chapter 3 and 11 says, "Woe to the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him." Because what them sowing wickedness, so what they go reap? Right? They'll reap the nice reward, the peaceable reward, of judgment. That's what them go reap. Right? Them will reap judgment because them, sinning. Them not doing the works of the Lord. Them not preaching, them not building the elect. Them not going out and preach and bidding them to the marriage. Them not doing that. So, them have their reward for the wickedness that they're doing. Watching other man's property, other man's wife, doing evil in the eyesight of the Lord, doing evil in the eyesight of the Lord, serving these other gods, and these different things. The Lord will reward you according as your work shall be. Right? And then it says Galatians 6 and 7. Let me read that real quick and then we'll close off. Right? Galatians chapter 6. Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7. It says, "Be not deceived, Yahweh is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he reap. So if a man sow, that shall he reap." So them have their reward. Them will get it. Right, for doing wickedness in the eyesight of the Lord. Right. So, hopefully this lesson was edifying to the Lord's elect, giving all praises, all honor and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, and double honors, the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Lord's elect, Shalom, Nabakariam, and death to this wicked place, and keep pushing this word in sincerity and truth, brothers, and strive for the truth unto death, and you shall fight for thee. Right, don't let no man take your crown. Right, keep fighting. We're almost out of this bitch. Shalom.